And welcome back to Mornings at about 23 minutes after the hour. You're watching us on FamilyNet radio and TV stations all around the country. We're so glad you could join us. Larry Estepa along with Lisa Faulkner this morning. As Lori takes some time off. You know, we're all concerned about family, but our next guests have raised family concerns to a whole new level.
They have taken family to a new level. They are called a pop culture phenomenon. I wonder why.
Yeah, really.
The Duggars are a family of 20, Larry. Can you believe it?
Amazing. 20. Under one roof.
Mm-hmm. And counting.
Yeah, that's right. Please welcome to the program the parents of this magnificent concoction of people, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, did you guys get any sleep at all last night?
Oh, yes.
I mean, most people are just staggered by the numbers. I mean, 18 children. It's, you know, and these are all natural children. These are all your children. You're all your biological children. The number itself would stagger most people, but, you know, you see it as a real blessing, and you're not only thrilled with these 18, you may have more.
Wow.
Right. We really do believe that each one is a gift from God, and we are enjoying them. They grow up really fast, as we have learned. Our first son just got married, and so we're watching these children grow up quickly.
Well,
that is amazing.
You're adding to the family again. He got married. There's
Exactly.
another one. Now, they range in age from 20, and your latest was just born last month, right?
Right. The baby is 4 weeks old today.
4 weeks. Wow. Well, tell us about life. I mean, describe life in the Duggar home. Now, I was amazed to read you actually homeschool. That's one challenge, but, you know, you've just got 20 or 18 people to feed or 20 people to feed and make sure they get off to activities on time and make sure they get up on time, make sure their teeth get brushed. I mean, taking them to doctor's appointments, it's got to be a slight amount of chaos sometimes.
I'm tired.
Well, it definitely is never a dull moment around here. We always have, you know, something to keep us busy. But our days are, you know, because we do homeschool our children, our days are filled, you know, with our schoolwork and different activities with music. We have each of the children are taking piano and violin lessons, so it's quite noisy throughout the day as they're doing their music practice. And then with our school here, it's really fun in the fact, though, that we get to spend a lot of time with our children. And we really do. It's really special because the children really do enjoy being with each other. And I think that with the dynamics of our family being as large as it is, I think that that's just really one of the best things that we did when we decided years ago that we were going to homeschool.
Wow. Well, they better enjoy being with each other. There's no place else to go.
Exactly.
They got to exist in a crowd.
I did think that there was a special bond there, just looking through the pictures on the website, especially the girls. How many girls are there?
Well, now we have 8 girls.
Oh, wow.
Yes, with our newest edition. And so, yes, it is really sweet.
And you have a little unique story about how this all started, your family. I mean, you didn't set out to do this.
Well, actually, we thought maybe we'd have 1 or 2, 3 children. And Michelle and I got married pretty young. Michelle was 17, I was 19. And we went, and Michelle went on the birth control pill when we first got married. And she was on that until we had like 3 years into the marriage. And then she went off the pill. We had our first son, Josh. And then she went back on the pill. And then she ended up getting pregnant while she was on the pill. And then the pill caused a miscarriage. And we didn't know sometimes that the pill can allow you to get pregnant, but will miscarry the baby. And at that point, we talked to a doctor, and he said, yes, this sometimes can happen, and we were just kind of shocked.
We were grieved, I think, at that point would be even a better word, because here we were holding one child in our arms and enjoying being parents, realizing that we had just lost a baby. And so at that point, we really began to search the Scriptures and just realize that God says that children are a gift and a blessing and a reward from Him. And at that point, we just, we got on our knees together, and we just, gave that area of our life to the Lord. I guess you could say we asked the Lord to forgive us for our view and our heart attitude. And then we asked the Lord to give us a love for children like He loves children. And then right after that, God blessed us with twins.
Well, that's right. You have a couple
amazing.
sets of twins, don't you?
That's right, we do. We have two sets of twins.
Well, it certainly speaks to the power of prayer.
Really?
Yes.
Do you ever ask God, enough blessings already?
Yeah, we really are enjoying them. We
Sure.
really are.
A lot of people know your story from your reality show on the TLC on the Learning Channel, and so that's given you quite a reputation around the country. We've seen you on the Today Show and almost every other show since and before. But what's the most frequently asked question people pose to you when they realize, oh, you're the Duggars, you've got the 18 kids?
A lot of people ask, how in the world do you afford all the children?
Well, yeah, good question.
And so, but anyway, back about 18 years ago, we went through Jim Salmon's Financial Freedom Seminar, which really encouraged us to purpose to get out of debt and to try to stay out of debt, and then taught a lot of other family principles, how to take care of your children, and how to have a close relationship with your wife and that type of stuff.
Sure.
And that was probably one of the number one things that helped us. And we encourage people to check that out. We don't make anything off of it, but we have a link on our website at DuggarFamily.com to that seminar, and we encourage people to
It was so life-changing, I think, just for a young married couple to be on the same thought and track in finances. And those principles that were learned early in our marriage really helped us to be focused in the direction that we were going as a family.
Well, you learned them well because you're debt-free. You've got a huge house. You need one to house 20 people, a huge house, and you're virtually debt-free.
And it really is to those principles that we learned years ago that we are so thankful. And so that's why we want to encourage others to check it out, because it really helped us tremendously.
And explain the fact that, this house was literally a family project, that the kids were involved in helping build this house. There's a lot of sweat equity in that house.
Right. That was Dad's idea of house building 101. We were learning hands-on how to build a house together as a family, and it was a great experience.
That's amazing.
You had some interesting statistic on your website. You eat family consumes like 4 loaves of bread a day. You've done something like 90,000 diapers in your married years. I mean, what other mind-boggling statistics can you throw at us?
We buy about 15 dozen eggs at a time.
15 dozen eggs.
Right, and then we can buy easily every 3 days bags of apples and oranges, probably 21 pounds each, just because we love fresh fruit and vegetables. So keeping up with all of that, is always interesting to see.
So it totals up to probably about $3,000 a month for
Wow.
food and shampoo and that type of stuff.
How do you cart all these people around?
We have a 21-passenger shuttle bus. We bought it at
Well, you've reached capacity now. So.
Yeah, we bought it at a sealed auction for $2,100, and so that's a blessing. We buy used and save the difference. We also have like a 45-foot, kind of like a tour bus that we bought. It was a 93 model, but we got it for about half price. Found it on the internet, but it has 15 bunks in it and has enough seating for everybody, and that's a blessing. And then we have several other like minivans and pickups and cars.
Well, a lot is made of the size of your family, of course, but there's got to be something said for the relationship and the management and the quality that obviously goes into it and the joy that comes from it, because you keep having them. But what advice would you give to other families or other parents in raising kids, for raising children?
Well, I think we both would say that, just for families out there, words of encouragement is to really realize that these children grow up so fast, and before you know it, they're going to be grown, and they won't be in your home forever. And so cherish the moments that you have with them, because they really are a gift and a blessing from the Lord. And I think realize that life is not about me, and that it's not, a self-centered focus, but to look at how can I serve those around me and love others the way that I would like to be treated. And I think that if we teach our children those two things from our heart, that's what we feel is most important, because then they'll be a success no matter what they do.
And you must be pleased to know that some of the older children actually help you out with the younger kids. I mean, so it really is a family project.
It is. It's a special relationship, and I think people that have come from a large family often will say those same things. They really they work together as a team, and when you put in that effort and you really do care, there's a lot of love and a lot of joy that goes around, and so there's definitely no lacking for that around here.
I bet. Love is definitely an action word in your home. Larry?
Well, what's your greatest hope for the future? And before you go, I've got to ask you this. Can you name all 18 kids real quickly?
Yes, okay. The mom says, I can do this one. There's Josh, Jana, John David, Jill, Jessa, Ginger, Joseph, Josiah, Joy, Anna, Jedediah, Jeremiah, Jason, James, Justin, Jackson, Johanna, Jennifer, and our new baby, Jordan.
You forgot Jill. I'm just kidding. There is no Jill. But I thought I'd make you pause anyway.
That's funny.
It must be great filling out forms and putting all those names down. Huh?
Oh, boy.
Well, 30 seconds left, but what is your greatest hope for yourselves? I mean, you've taken on this enormous, loving project, but what's your greatest hope just for yourself as a family?
Well, Jim, Bob, and I both, we just resound the same thing, that we feel that we would have no greater joy than to hear that our children walk in truth. And I think that when their hearts are set on the Lord and then they look around and see how they can serve those around them, I feel like that is the greatest thing that they could do with their lives, and they'll be a success no matter where they go. And definitely our world needs more of that, and so that's our prayer for our children.
Well, I think it's a prayer that's answered. A wonderful family. Congratulations again. The website, Duggar, D-U-G-G-A-R, DuggarFamily.com, if you want to find out more about this fascinating story.
Congratulations to you all, and I guess I should say it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And check out our book on the